Dude, your gun, okay. That's what I heard with the timer screaming while I stood there, yanking on a slide like an idiot. Brand new 9mm. Safe buy. I carried it like I knew something. Then it embarrassed me in front of the whole line. If you're shopping right now, odds are you're already doing what I did. Most people don't buy a 9mm. They buy a story, a logo, a counter guy blessing. Then they drag it home and spend 6 months pretending the problems are training. Not here. I use 3 tests that don't care what you paid or what you believe. Fail 1, and that gun gets crossed off. Permanent. No break-in, no maybe ammo, no second chances. This video cuts the traps, and ego buys and leaves you with the boring stuff that stays boring when you're tired, rushed, and pissed off. One of these passed so clean it still annoys me. Paperwork on the counter, pen out, receipt printer chirping like it already won. I asked to handle the SIG P365X macro just to compare. That was the lie. It hit my hand, and the gun I came in for instantly felt like last year's answer. That pissed me off because that's how guys get tricked. The counter moment. So I tried to break it on purpose with my filter. First, I tucked the X macro under my shirt right there by the holster wall. 2 fast clears. Clean. And then the third rep. The back edge grabbed my cover garment just enough to make my stomach dip. Not a full snag. A little warning tap. Now I got tension. Second, straight to the range. Mixed trash ammo. Dryish gun. 1 mag with a lazy grip because I wanted it to choke. Mags hit the dirt, went right back in. Nothing. No cough, no weirdness. Third, timer. First shot from concealment. I rushed it like an idiot and still got the hit. That annoyed me more than anything. So yeah, it passed. And I walked out irritated anyway because I couldn't tell if it reset my baseline or if it just played my nerves like a slot machine. Last month, the bench next to me already sounded like a bad decision. Timer, beep. Then this newer, easy choice pistol did that ugly half-cycle thing. Brass dribbled out, slide hung up, and the guy's face went tight like he wanted to pretend nobody saw it. Sitting right there like a spare tire was a Beretta 92 old metal, beat up grips. Nobody touched it at first, like it offended the room, and I'll admit it, I'd already half written that brick off in my head. He finally grabbed the 92 FS like he lost an argument, not like he made a choice. Carry reality hit first. He stood up and the weight tugged his belt, shifted his whole posture. You could see the thought, this sucks to live with. Then reliability. Dirty mags, mixed ammo, rushed reloads, no warm-up. The Beretta just cycled. Calm, flat, no drama. Then the pressure part, timer again, fast strings, no time to get comfy. The 92 FS stayed boring, while the modern pistol had already embarrassed him 5 minutes earlier. That's the warning nobody likes. People chase new so hard they ignore the stuff that still solves problems. But don't get cute. The 92 FS saved the day, and it still stayed heavy, still stayed big, still stayed a pain in real life. He looked relieved. I looked annoyed, because now the obvious question sat there. How many easy choices did I trust just because they looked current? The Taurus G3 Psi showed up in my life on a broke day, not a smart day. Account looked ugly. I stood at the counter doing math like a loser, and the G3C sat there like relief. Not my pick, just the problem goes away for a few $100. That's the real danger zone. People don't buy a gun, they buy permission to stop stressing. I carried it for a week and kept catching myself touching it like I was checking a bandage. It sat there fine, it hid fine. And every time I felt that little comfort, I hated it. Because comfort isn't trust. So I did the one thing I always do when a gun feels like a deal. I tried to make it embarrass me. Not a full science project, just a short, nasty run on the clock. Fast draw, 2 shots, reload, 2 shots, no warm-up. The G3C got through it, but it didn't feel clean. Trigger felt longer than my patience. Reset felt vague enough that I wrote it wrong once, and my split fell apart. Nothing exploded, nothing dramatic. Just that tiny off feeling that shows up when you're rushed and your brain starts yelling. If that gun cost what the others cost, nobody would touch it. And that's what still bugs me. It ran just enough to make me feel stupid for doubting it, but not enough to make me stop doubting it. The Walther PDP Compact has a problem that sounds like a compliment. It impresses you too damn fast. That's how guys get cooked at the counter. They pick it up, that grip locks in, that trigger feels crisp, and you can see it on their face. Decision already made. 10 seconds. No thought. No. Does this actually fit my life? I watched myself do it. Hand it over, bring it back up, and it feels like a cheat code. And that's exactly why I slowed down. Because the wow happens standing still. Real carry doesn't. I tossed it in a holster and walked around the shop for a minute. Sit, stand, twist, reach. And there it was. You know, that little carry reality nobody talks about when they're glowing about the trigger. The way it sat, the way it wanted to show itself when I moved. Not catastrophic. Just enough that you start doing that subtle shirt tug. And that's the first lie. And yeah, it shoots. Of course it shoots. A quick rushed string, and it stayed stupid easy to run, which made the carry part even more irritating. So no, the PDP Compact isn't bad. It's risky, because it makes you stop thinking too early. What came after that was the opposite kind of pistol. No counter. Wow. Just a gun you trust way longer than you should, right up until it betrays you. Around 2 months ago, I watched a guy's easy choice pistol turn the bench into a funeral. Slide half open. Round nose up. That dead little pause where he tried to act calm. But his hand started doing that angry, shaky thing. Tap rack. Same damn stoppage. People got real quiet, like nobody wanted to be the next one. The FN 509. Tactical sat there as the backup. Big. Blocky. Not the cool answer. More like a tool you kept around because you didn't trust your life to vibes. He grabbed it like he was embarrassed to be seen with it. No speech, no reset of the day. He just stuffed whatever ammo was sitting there into mags, mixed ball, a couple odd hollow points, who knows, and ran it. Mags hit the dirt, got kicked under the bench, wiped on a shirt, slammed it back in. The 509 just kept cycling, like it didn't even notice the bad mood. That's what pissed me off about it. The nicer gun needed attention. The FN didn't. I still don't love it. It feels like a cinder block with ambitions. The controls feel busy. It doesn't charm you, but it made a safe buy look stupid in public. And nobody had to come back for that. And the next one, it wins in your hand so fast, you start lying to yourself before you even leave the counter. The Shield X lived on me long enough that I stopped thinking about it. That's the whole point of a shield, right? It disappears. It behaves. You forget it's even there. Then I ran a stupid little drill last week, and it put a splinter in my brain. Timer beep. 2 shots, reload 2 shots, nothing crazy. I hit slide lock, I punched a fresh mag, I went back to work, and the gun stayed dead for a half beat because the mag didn't seat clean under speed. Not fell out. Not dramatic. Just enough that I had to smack it like an idiot while time and eyes were on me. The betrayal is not a Hollywood jam. A tiny glitch that steals rhythm and makes you look like you don't know your own gear. Somebody behind me goes, "You riding the mag?" Like it's my fault. Great. Now it's in my head. I tried to recreate it right there. Slam the mags harder. Different mag, different grip. Couldn't make it happen again on command, which somehow made it worse because now it's not a problem I can fix. It's a question that shows up whenever I go fast. The Shield X kept running, and I still didn't forgive it. And the last one, that's the gun people swear is a no-brainer. I trusted it longer than I trusted some friend, and it still found a way to make me pay. The Ruger Security 9 stayed in my truck long enough to piss me off. I forgot it under the seat for weeks. Dust. Lint. Old receipts stuck to the mag. Not a rotation, not a setup. Just life being sloppy. Then one evening, I found it when I was digging for a flashlight. I pulled it out, and my first thought was, oh hell, I should have checked this thing, because that's the real test right there. A gun you didn't baby, didn't clean, didn't think about, and now you need it cold. So I did the ugliest thing. I loaded whatever was rolling around in the ammo can, racked it, and ran a quick string right there at the range the next day with zero warm-up. Dryish gun, dusty mags, hands not ready. I waited for the cough. I waited for the first little excuse. It just ran. Boring. Repeatable, no drama, and I hate admitting that because the Security 9 doesn't win by being cool. The trigger isn't sweet. It doesn't make you grin. It's also not my favorite thing to carry all day. It feels like a real gun on your belt, not a magic disappearing act. But when you treat a pistol like an afterthought and it still shows up like it has a job, that's hard to argue with. And there's still one more pistol I keep around for the same reason, except that one feels like it enjoys being abused. Why do you still keep that thing? That's what my buddy said when the C10C fell out of my range bag and hit the bench like it belonged there. Not gentle, not respected, just present. I gave him the fake answer first. It's just a backup. Like that explains anything. Truth is, I keep it because it doesn't start conversations. It ends them. Same day, different guy, 2 lanes over, started doing that loud malfunction routine. Tap rack. Look around. Tap rack again. Everybody pretends not to stare while they stare. He finally muttered, "Anybody got something I can borrow?" My buddy smirked and slid the P10C across like he was handing over a wrench. The guy picked it up, made a face like it offended his taste, then loaded it anyway. No warm-up, cold hands, random ammo somebody dug out of a box. He ran it fast because he was pissed, and that's when guns usually get weird. The P10C didn't. It just chewed through the mag like it had no opinion. He set it down and didn't say thank you, just nodded once. That's why I still keep it, and it still bugs me. Because I don't know if that's trust or me lowering my standards on purpose. Run the filter again before you spend $1. Does it carry without turning you into a fidgety mess? Does it run when your grip gets sloppy? And do you actually hit with it when you're embarrassed and rushing? If any answer is mostly, that's a no. Walk. And yeah, that one gun I didn't want to respect, it embarrassed the smart picks. I wanted it to fail just so I could keep my old opinions. It didn't. It stayed boring. That's the part that sticks in my throat. Drop the gun you regret. The one that felt right at the counter and wrong everywhere else, or the one you hated until it made you shut up. I'm Steve. I still don't like what this says about how people buy, including me.